Welcome to the Planted Courtyard. My name is Ian Cooke, and in this episode we're going to take a close look at 5 successes that I've had in this garden this year that I think are worthy of a mention. There's many tricks and tips that I've used in previous years and they've worked pretty well, but there's a few things I did a little bit different, and it's all about observations. If you garden with an A to B, a B to C mentality, there's lots of things you'll miss out. So in this episode, I'm going to share with you those little things that if you don't notice them, they'll probably go missing. First thing is this very large, splendid plant behind me. This is a tree dahlia. It's Dahlia imperialis. It's called Double or Nothing. And I bought it this year and it was this high. And it's grown, well, you can see behind me, 10 feet plus. Now, as we are in the middle of September, the day length is shortening and we're starting to get cooler nights. And that is a trigger for those fall flowering plants to do their thing. So I'm really optimistic that this plant will reward me at some point with some flowers, which would be ideal. We had a storm about a month ago, and this main branch, this tall main branch you can see here, that leant over and cracked. It didn't snap completely, and I was reluctant to cut it off. So I put a splint on it. Now, I've used a splint before on smaller plants, but nothing as large as this. Got myself some oak hardwood strips, and I will show you how I fixed it. So let's have a closer look at this repair job. Now, the stem didn't break. It was a crack. It was still intact. This is the thickness of trunk that the plant puts on, and here you see the repair. Now there's 2 feet of wooden strip beneath the crack, and then there's another 2 feet above it, and that's really important. You tie it top, middle and bottom, and that really helps keep the stem straight and removes all pressure. So fingers crossed that repair will allow us to get flowers this fall. Next on our list of successes is Euphorbia Diamond Frost. Now this puts out beautiful little flowers all summer long. And what happens is that these are grown to not produce seed so that they just keep on flowering. But I'm puzzled because I'm not a fan of excessive mulching. And what that has done has led for little seedlings to grow. This is a little diamond frost right here. If we come over here, we can see another one there, and there's more here, and also right there. So I know that diamond frost doesn't set seed, which is why it flowers a lot. When I bought this as diamond frost, I always keep the labels, but on this plant I never checked. This is not diamond frost. This is Euphorbia breathless. So a little bit different. And clearly it does set seed. But that doesn't bother me because you can still see there's lots more buds yet to grow, yet to open. So this is a new to me plant this year. Bought it as a rooted cutting in January. Promptly took 2 more cuttings from it so that I'd have a backup in case the mother plant died. But it has completely exceeded all my expectations. Look at the big, strong foliage, very tropical, very full, and I'm delighted with it. It's grown 8 feet high on multiple stems, very durable. We've had strong winds that damaged the tree dahlia, but this one has not in any way been affected. The leaves are not shredded and the stems didn't get damaged. So I'm optimistic that it will flower. It is a fall flower, so fingers crossed. Very easy to grow. It needs a bit of winter protection, but this is a must-have for next year. Now, I've talked about this really attractive Albizia. This is that very feathery foliage. And the second I laid eyes on this plant, I thought, I want to grow a vine up that. Something elegant and not too invasive. And I did it. I planted the white Thunbergia, the white black-eyed Susie. And you can just see these flowers. It almost looks as if the plant is flowering. The tree's got this very unusual flower. And finally, I want to show you this plant. I've grown other gingers, but this is the first time I've grown this one. This is Hedychium coronarium. It's white, very fragrant. That flower's yet to open. I should have put this in the ground, but I was impatient and I insisted on putting it in a pot. And if you look at the tips here, you can see that this edge and this one and this one, in fact many of them are just browning, and that would indicate that at some point the plant has had dry conditions. The container dried out and the plant didn't thrive. Don't want this. We'll be picking that off soon. But this is where it gets really exciting. The first one is about to open. And I was thinking that that dry spell might have prevented it from flowering, but when these white tubes open and the fragrance is released, that's going to be breathtaking. So that concludes a closer look at 5 plants that did very well this year, the ones that I plan to grow again next year. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.